I want to follow up with something else, because we recently had one of your Republican colleagues, Brandon Gill, on the show. He said that America would be better off if you were arrested and deported. He also said that there was audio of you advising what he said are illegal immigrants here from Somalia on how to evade ICE detection. I want you to respond to that.
Yeah, I mean, again, these are people who have really stopped caring about our institutions, really stopped caring about our Constitution. We know that folks who are here, whether they are documented or undocumented, we know whether you are a permanent resident or you are a citizen, you have constitutional rights, and it is really important for people to know those rights. I know that it is red meat for his base that are xenophobic and racist to say to them that I am going to find a way to arrest and deport a member of Congress who he thinks is doing something wrong, when I am doing the right thing in trying to make sure everybody that is within my constituency has the resources and the information that they need.
She was democratically elected by members, by the people in her district.
Yes, of course. But just to follow up very quickly, just be clear, you're not calling his base xenophobic and racist, right?
Well, I mean, he is feeding to something. He has a petition out. He's getting donations. That's what this is all about. He knows he can't deport me. There is no grounds for my arrest. So this information is only being put out there by him for a reason, and that reason is because he has a base that feeds off of that.
Is your administration going to possibly look into immigration fraud committed by Ilhan Omar by possibly marrying her brother? Tax fraud?
Well, there's a lot of talk about the fact that she was married to her brother. I know nothing about it. I hear she was married to her brother. You're asking me a question about it. I don't know, but I'm sure that somebody would be looking at that.
Every single person who is in this country, who's aspiring to become part of the American fabric, understands that nothing this president says should be taken apart. We are Americans as much as everyone else. This is our country, and we are where we belong.
Some basically Republican operatives up in Minnesota decided to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on private investigators to really find out if Ilhan Omar was a genetic match, the DNA match, to the man who was her second husband. They went to 3 continents. They found a cigarette butt and a drinking straw, which they sent it to a DNA laboratory and found conclusively that the DNA matched, that the second husband was a sibling, according to this DNA sample. So the very day that they were going to unleash this on the world, and in fact I was interviewing one of the people involved, the FBI swooped on the gentleman, Anton Lazaro, from this Republican PAC up in Minnesota, and arrested him on some different charges. Who knows whether he's guilty or not guilty. I mean, he's not guilty until proven, but he's in jail. And so his story never got to see the light of day. I mean, luckily he'd told the FBI they were not interested. They told him the statute of limitations had run out. We managed to see the website before he took it down, before he was arrested, and managed to report the story such as it was.
I wonder, just kind of spitballing here, what will be more shocking to her fellow liberals? The fact that Ilhan Omar had an incestuous marriage to her own brother, or that she smoked cigarettes? Which will they be more stunned by?
Definitely the latter, and they've got photographs of her smoking the cigarette, so I don't think that's at all in doubt.
She did marry her brother, we know that. Not only repulsive, but illegal. It's fraud. She's not been indicted. She's not going to be indicted. That's totally cool now.
The FBI was told by one of these associates of these people that found the information and was just told no, that they've just decided the statute of limitations has run out on marriage fraud, even though there's no statute of limitations on immigration fraud.
These people are just idiots. I really, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people, because the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day is frankly embarrassing, not just in Congress, but as Americans. And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived, because how else do we get a Trump presidency again?
The media, of course, their response to this was twofold. The first was to act like they had no idea what he was talking about, which they probably don't, because anything that is harmful to a Democrat, they pretend like it doesn't exist, even though there's been reporting on this for years. And two, they painted it as solely a conspiracy theory. Now, the fact that she might have married her brother is unproven, but there is a whole lot of documentation that suggests that she committed immigration fraud by having a fraudulent marriage to someone who has neither been proven or disproven to be her brother. She, of course, has denied this, but there's this whole host of reporting from David Steinberg, who is with PJ Media, talking about the fact that she was filing joint tax returns with one man while claiming to be married to another. There's court documents that show she was living with that first man while claiming to be married to another. And he released some reporting this week that walks through this case, showing that Ilhan Omar and some of her sisters all refer to this same man as their father. And then there's all of this social media evidence showing that the man she was married to is also apparently related to these sisters and is the son of this same man. So there is some evidence out there that raises a lot of questions about whether or not she was in fact married to her brother. And I think this deserves deeper investigation to see exactly what the relation there is. There's evidence that she might have lied about how long she's known this man. He apparently went to high school in the US, even though he was from London. The whole thing is very weird, very fishy, and there's a lot to dig through. I suggest you guys do it because it's too much to really get into on this podcast. But the media downplaying this as a conspiracy theory or some far-right, QAnon crazy thing that we should just dismiss out of hand, I don't think is accurate. And in fact, the Star Tribune in Minnesota did their own report, and they were unable, in fact, to reach a conclusion as to whether or not this man Ilhan Omar was married to was her brother. The Washington Examiner has uncovered some documents as well. So there's plenty of stuff to dig through here, and we should avoid the media trying to tell us that this is not worth investigating.
This is somebody who came to the United States, immigrated to the United States. Her family left a Muslim country, Somalia, because of the horrendous conditions that are going on. And she comes here and hates America. She doesn't come here and appreciate what this country is about. And he said, she's not here and her family's not here to embrace freedom and to embrace Americanism. They're here to spread what he said, the evangelical-like gospel of militant Islam. That's why she's here. She represents, in effect, Hamas and these other organizations, just like CARE in this country was born of Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood. And they're here within our country. Our immigration system is a disaster. In this country, we used to have an immigration system that if you hate America, you don't get into America. In fact, you need to demonstrate allegiance to America. So this is all turned upside down. So only in her mind could the United States and Israel be akin to the Taliban in Afghanistan, Hamas. And I dare say, what do those terrorist organizations do to women? They abuse them. They violate them. What do they do to gays? They kill them. And yet they're aligned with them. And that's because, as Zuhdi Jasser says, and I've been talking about, you have an alliance of this Marxist left with this jihadi or radical Islamist movement. And they're all fascistic in their own and totalitarian in their own way. Important that these colleagues of hers, the Jews, step up to the plate and criticize the United States and Israel too, you see. Not in our country. You fled from an unjust, uncivil society that slaughters people, that rapes women, and you and your family came to the United States of America. So don't give me this crap that you know how to experience injustice in America.
That's all for today. Thank you. If you want global news to keep you up to date on any new developments, please subscribe our channel and forward our content with your friends on social media and email. Thank you very much for keep supporting me. Stay safe, be blessed. Namaste.
Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.